Here is a telltale thing to remember for people if you forget everything else. Whatever gun you're shooting, chances are you've got a slide stop right here. They're pretty much in the same place on all your guns, okay? So you get your grip, you point on out, and don't move your hands, but bring your arms back and look and see where is your hand at in relation to that slide stop. And you see when I do that, I'm all the way up to that. I'm actually touching that, okay? That's how I know I'm in the right spot. It's about where I want to be. If you do this and you're come back and you check yourself and you're a half an inch below that or maybe an inch below it, that's just a sign that you're not doing what you can do with this hand to control the gun. So a big part of this too is if I'm like this, okay, I'm not only am I squeezing with my fingers, but I'm actually torquing my hands inward and together. And I'm creating side-to-side friction and pressure on the gun. Most people, if you put them on a high-speed camera and have them shoot the gun as fast as they can, to some extent, this is happening. The gun is sliding in their support hand as they shoot. That can cause all kinds of problems, and it's obviously not conducive to being fast and accurate. So by not only squeezing with my fingers, but torquing in, I'm creating friction and pressure. I can totally eliminate that. Of course, you have to be squeezing the gun hard enough in the first place. But now when I shoot, the gun's going to move some, but my hands move with the gun. They are not shifting even a millimeter and sliding in the gun. That's a big part of it. I can typically tell, or you can typically tell if somebody's doing this by looking at their elbows. If you're doing it like I am right now, my elbows are pointed out more, and you can kind of see the muscles tensed up in my forearms. If a guy's not doing it, typically his elbows are pointed more down, okay? Lastly on this, and this is a little more of a form thing, but kind of from the stomach up, I always tell people to, you want to get into the gun a little bit more. I see a lot of guys standing very erect, shoulders erect, and so if you look at the angle from my shoulders to the gun, the angle of my arm, there's a slight upward angle, okay? And that slight upward angle, what that means is when I shoot fast, I'm going to get, I call it forearm bounce. Your forearms are now just a little bit going to be coming up and down in recoil. All right, I don't want that. Okay, I want to totally eliminate that. So that's why being slightly more forward, shoulders slightly up, head slightly down, I'm pretty much straight out to the gun. Now as you can see, it's pretty much straight out. So now when I shoot fast, I totally have eliminated this altogether. All I have here is some movement in my wrist, which allows me to shoot faster, farther, is what I call it. And that's a difference you'll see with higher level guys. Everybody's going to probably slow down a little bit when you increase the distance, but percentage-wise, the better shooters will slow down less. So that's a big thing. And this is what works for me, and this is what works for me on a Glock. Okay, bottom line, a Glock is a light gun. This is a pretty stock, weight-wise anyways, 34. There's a big difference between, this weighs maybe 24 ounces, something like that. There's a big difference between shooting a 24-ounce gun and shooting a 40-some ounce gun with the same ammo. All right, that's a lot of the reason that you're seeing guys go to the steel guns, CZs and Tanfoglios and things like that. It takes more muscle to run one of these. It takes more muscle, more strength, and more of an aggressive technique, I believe, to shoot one of these well. But that's what I feel works.